Let's talk about parallel and perpendicular lines dealing with equations. And a parallel equation has the same slope as the given equation. If I look at these three lines, I see about them all that the slope is 2. When I write these in slope-intercept form, they all have a slope of 2. But the thing is the y-intercept value is different. We see that the first equation goes through, the original equation goes through at -4. And then the second one I wrote actually went through at +4. And the third one I just put a 0 there. They all have different y-axis, or excuse me, y-intercepts, but the same slope. So when I write a parallel equation, I just write the same equation at the beginning with the exact same slope, and I change it at the end. I can pick any number I want. Take a look at the second equation. It has the same slope as well. So I'm going to write in point slope form an equation that's parallel. I'll just pick a different point. But I'll use the exact same slope. Of that equation. I could have actually written this in slope-intercept form and just picked any y-intercept. And it would be parallel. Let's talk about perpendicular. Perpendicular lines have the negative reciprocal slope. And negative reciprocal, for instance, if the slope is -2. I write that as a fraction, and what I do is I turn it over, I reciprocate it, I make it 1/2, and I take the opposite of negative, so it is positive 1/2. So when I write the first one, I'll write y equals -1/2 x plus, and I can have any y-intercept. I may as well just go with the same one. When I look at the second one, I'll write it the exact same, but I'll change the slope. And I've got a perpendicular line. Let's just take a look at those two real quick on a graph. Here's the graph of the first equation. Y equals -2x plus 4. And we see the reciprocal. We no longer have the negative, we have a +2. And then we flip it over, and it becomes a +1/2. And it gives us a right angle for the perpendicular. In the second equation, I went from having a 1/2 slope, and I took that 1/2 and I turned it over and made it 2/1, which I then made -2. So it's a -2x, and that caused a perpendicular with the first line. So parallel slopes have parallel lines have exactly the same slope. Perpendicular slopes or perpendicular lines have the negative reciprocal slope.